How you merge meshes in the sculpt mode? Like I saw you merge the chest with the rest of. I use voxel remesh. Voxel remesh. You can access it in a few different ways. Let me have two different things here, so it's easier to see. The way that I don't recommend you access it, at least for sculpting, it has its uses, but it's not for sculpting. I wouldn't say that this is the way that I will do it for sculpting. You can actually add a remesh modifier. But yeah, you can do a remeshing on the modifiers, or you can go into sculpt mode, and now you have a few different ways that you can approach this, right? You can go over to object data properties, and then go down here over to remesh, click on this thing, and you're gonna get these little bugs, right? These little things. You're gonna go for a voxel, and then change the voxel size to whatever you feel like you should be doing. Sadly, this is not like, there's no way for you to know exactly how many polygons you're gonna get once you choose a number. You kind of need to try it out, you know, change different things and then click on it and blah, blah, blah. So I don't like doing it this way. Once you have your voxel size set, just click on voxel remesh and it's gonna do that thing. So if I do this and click voxel remesh, you see that now it has remeshed the object. Merging, if we look inside, you'll see that it merged both objects. I don't like doing it that way. The other way that you can do it is you can go over here in sculpt mode. Over here you see that it says remesh right here. You click on this and you get the same menu that you get down there. Again, you still have to move things around, you still have to click it, but now you have this button here that allows you to see, like if you click on whatever area of the model, it's going to tell you what's the density of that model, right? So let's say I subdivide once, and now I want to retain this amount of detail, this amount of polygons. I just have to go over here to remesh, click on this thing. You'll see that the name is going to change. Right now it's 0.09. I click on this thing, and now it's 0.04. And that basically means that it's the same density that we currently have. If I click on this thing, you'll see that it will remain basically the same. It's going to be crappy topology, but it's going to remain... it's not really crappy topology. It's kind of crappy, but not the worst. But you see that it kind of remained the same. Wait, now the way that I do it, it's by pressing Shift R. You click Shift R. Let me disable the wireframe. You click on Shift R and you get this grid. This grid, it's the same thing that you saw before. It's just that now you have a visual representation of what the number means, right? So you just go down until you see like, you know what, this is the size. This is the size that I like. You click on this thing and then you click Control R. You press Control R and it remeshes it for you. See? Let me enable wireframe again. You see? Now, for it to work, yeah, you need to have both objects joined into one single instance, into one single mesh. Remesh modifier is something, it's, for example, I use remesh modifier whenever I'm prepping for printing, because, let me show you, monkey. All right, let me select the manifold because it has holes, and there we go. So let me subdivide now. So if we do remesh by doing this, the quality of the remeshing is not going to be too great. It doesn't matter how low we go. Like we will have to go extremely low, and that now we're getting into risky territory because we can. It's kind of like one of those scenarios in which you divide by 0 and Blender doesn't like it. For example, I had to kill Blender a few hours ago, like an hour ago, because I accidentally went too high and Blender didn't like it. But remeshing is going to give you a much cleaner merging of the object, as you can see here. Right? We have this number. I'm going to copy this number, get rid of it, and now we're going to remesh here using that same number. See how it's not smooth at all? Kind of crappy. Then if we add a remesh modifier, we copy that same number. You see it's much smoother now. So remeshing is what I use whenever I want to prep for printing. Oh, something very important you want to keep in mind whenever you're doing remeshing: no holes. You don't want to have any holes in your mesh. Make sure that you close them before actually doing remeshing, because chances are that your mesh is going to disappear. So, okay, something important when it comes to the whole remeshing thing is that just as anything in Blender, the numbers that you see are affected by the scale of the model. So if you don't apply the scale of the model, you're gonna have different results. Right? If I do this, you see how the grid goes. Like right now, we have 0.820, right? And let me do. Let's do this much. Like where's remesh? Remesh. Let's copy this, and then let me make a duplicate of this. Go here and then remesh. It looks like this. And now I'm going to scale this down a lot. Now it looks kind of the same, but if we apply the transforms, now look at what happens. So it's something that you want to keep in mind. Like remeshing is really dependent on the scale of your model. And then if we have the same thing, but we scale it up, and we don't apply the transforms, you see what's happening right now? Because we still have the transforms that we had for the other one. So once I apply it and I do this, you see now the quality is much better because, well, it's a bigger object. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want to have like constant results and stuff, you might want to keep the make sure that you apply the scale.